run the city. We run the town.
Man,
But hey, bro, I just want to say this real quick. I don't want to cut nobody off, but my main thing I try to preach to my sons too is like, it's not about where you from and what section of the states. It's about where you going. Because at the end of the day, we all got a testimony. The problem is we get selfish in our way because, you know, of course, when we go through something, we feel like we got to protect us and fuck everybody else because now we guarding our feelings and our pride and shit.
Got you.
And that goes back to opening up. You know, it's hard to open up to people when you've been crossed left and right. But hey, that's why I recommend getting a therapist. Recommend getting a third party, somebody that's not going to judge you, somebody that's not going to question you, that's going to listen to you, give you the right advice, whether that's a mentor or something like that. Hey, and find some coping skills, man. Like people think that's kid shit, but coping skills is still real today. You know, whether that's reading a book, writing some, you know, poetry is one of my favorite things to do because sometimes it do be hard to express myself. And you know, this is the thing I've learned too. It's the thing I've learned too, getting 33 with kids and shit. Don't be ashamed to just express yourself, man. Like, just express yourself for what it is. Like, if you afraid to be judged, then you giving too much of a fuck about some shit that don't matter. Because everybody gonna judge something that they don't understand, don't want to understand, and they're gonna call you crazy when they can't pick up what you putting down.
Right. Never give anybody a remote control to your emotions. Do you know how much power you give other people when you let them? And I'm not speaking of a place of innocence. You know what I'm saying? I'm imperfect being, right? So sometimes I allow people that they snatch the remote off the couch. You know what I'm saying? And I'm you gotta be in control of your own emotions. Don't let nobody else.
And admit you need help.
Yeah.
Well, I like to say, think greater than you feel. Always think greater than you feel. I don't give a fuck what you always think greater than you. You never want to make a temporary or a permanent decision over a temporary situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thing is, learn to love yourself. Learn yourself. Learn to love yourself. Love yourself effectively and wholeheartedly, and show other people that you love yourself. Once you show and always put yourself first. It might seem selfish or self-interested, but if you show people that, hey, this is the way I love me, this is the way I treat me, this is the way I take care of me, then they will be inclined, if they want to deal with you, they have to treat you in that manner. You feel what I'm saying? So it's all learning how to treat yourself, and then also telling people how you want to be treated and treating them in that same certain way. One of the things I learned about mental health was dealing with past situations.
Yes.
We hold so many things in our mind from the past, and those things tend to regurgitate themselves in the present unless we deal with them effectively one time for and forever, resolve that issue so you can move forward in your life. Because if you have to come back to something that you have in a closet, where we start packing things in closet, those closets become full and then they spill out, and you might potentially hurt someone, hurt yourself, or put yourself in a precarious position that you can't get out of. Learn to resolve the past so that you can have a place in the future.
Let's be real. Let's be real, Rich. The mind can be the most powerfulest thing or your biggest weakness.
No question.
Can I say something real quick? Can I say something about what you? This is about what you just said, but in a direct, different way. This is how I say fuck the past. I look at the past like it's suitcases. Am I gonna lug all this negative shit around? Unless it's positive memories, I keep those with me. But in the majority, if it's negative, I look at all negative memories, experiences like it's luggage. Am I gonna hug this? Am I gonna fucking carry this negative luggage with me everywhere I go? Hell no. Nigga, I threw that shit over a bridge and burnt that shit. Nigga, I don't identify with yesterday. I identify in the moment and in tomorrow. Because my mission for today is to make sure I was better than yesterday. My mission for tomorrow is to be better than I was today.
what we trying to get at is men, fifth, or just people in general. Like mindset you just spoke of, 90% of the people in the world don't have that because they don't have a support system, that trauma fucking with them, PTSD, all kind emotional distress, attachment disorder, you name it, run down the list. But we trying to get to that mindset of being like the past is the past. Cause I still struggle with that shit now.
I ain't gonna hold you. This is the first step. This is how you gonna know you're doing the right thing. The people that you love the most or the people you care about the most is gonna be the first people that's gonna scatter away from you.
Yeah, they're gonna
Because it's
start
like a
falling back
magnet.
for sure.
Yeah, it's like you're a magnet. You're repelling all the negative energy because you might love them, but their true intention for you, because you know it's the souls. It's just they're gonna repel. They're gonna go away from you. You're not even gonna do nothing. You're gonna be like, yo, I don't know what happened. I thought that was my. And then you're gonna be like, word? This nigga been talking shit about you for the last 30 years. Then you're gonna start finding shit out. You're gonna be like, oh, I don't get all that shit away from you. And then you're
That
gonna.
goes back to envying what you not understand.
Yeah, you're not doing the same shit no more. Once you start to change your lifestyle because you want a path of elevation, that's not finna be in alignment with the people that's around you. That's, you know what I'm saying, that was on that wavelength before. Like you leveling up now. So niggas see that, you know what I mean? Just like when people like, I'm finna quit drinking or whatever. You know, you gonna stop getting them calls like, bro, we going to the bar tonight, but I'm not finna call 5/5. You know what I'm saying? Bro said he done drinking. Like, you made a lifestyle change. It's just
Oh
little
no, you
simple
wildin'.
shit
You
like
still
that.
call it 5 5. I'm going, but I'm just not drinking. Niggas gonna be mad bitches that I am single. I'm with you. I just
Yeah.
won't be drinking, but I'm there. I
Mhm.
control my money. I used to smoke 3.5 packs of Newports a day. 3.5 packs
Oh,
a day.
that's
I stopped
crazy.
overnight. I stopped
Yeah.
overnight. I wasn't even. It wasn't even my intention to stop. I wasn't even trying to stop. I wasn't even
Mhm.
thinking about stopping. I just stopped. Like what the fuck? Man, it just stopped. You know what I mean? And it's that shit, it teaches you. The first thing is going to teach you how to become the observer,
Mhm.
how to tell your body that it's not the mind, and then you tell your mind because it's the next step. First, you tell your body that it's not the mind, and the next step is you tell your mind that it's not you. You control it. It doesn't control you. You know what I'm saying? And you can start with little shit
Yeah.
like if you're a smoker, if you used to get it right up and smoking a blunt as soon as you wake up, postpone that blunt for an hour. If you're used to drinking coffee right when you wake up, postpone that cup of coffee for an hour. Just push it back. If you used to get it right up and take it, go into the bathroom, postpone that for 20 minutes. Just tell your DNA that I'm in control. You don't control me, I control you. And that's the first
Mhm.
step, bro.
It be
My
the
bad. I
ones
don't
that
know.
love you the most that enable you the most.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, for sure, and especially if they got something to gain off your bad behaviors, you know.
Mhm.
But
Mm-hmm.
when it come to like changing them patterns and shit like that, I went through what was it? It was damn near 90 days of a class. It was called cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and basically it's all about like whatever you got going on. If it's like a toxic behavioral trait, it's about catching that shit, being able to check that shit, and then changing it. You know. So one of the
Mhm.
things that I took that I soaked up the most from that class was they were talking about neural pathways. And that's the shit that's in your brain. You know what I'm saying? That's how like information travels through your brain.
Your
And
habits, your neural pathways, like your hallways,
yeah,
yo.
but you can carve out a new neural pathway and it only takes 60 days. Like that's what the science behind carving out a new neural
Like
pathway and a
42
new
to create a
habit.
habit. You're correct.
Yeah, it only takes 60 days of doing the same thing over and over again. Just you got to fight through it. You know, sometimes it's tough to break old habits and to start new ones. But if you consistently do that same thing for 60 days straight, it literally carves out a new neural pathway in your brain and you start thinking different. I was like, oh, that was powerful for me right there. I'm like, okay, for sure. So let me just set these
Mhm.
little 60-day goals if I'm trying to change something in my life. I started applying that little game that I learned from that CBT training. And that shit honestly worked for me. You know, I'm like, that was a heavy little piece of knowledge right there.
Yeah, everything works differently for everybody. Everybody's not the everybody can get to the same destination, but not everybody's taking the same route. Not everybody's coming from the same location. You know what I mean? You might be trying to get to New York, nigga. I'm trying to get to Cali. I'm living in Connecticut, you living in Cali. Nigga, we got get what I'm saying? Everybody don't have the same like my destination was I got tired of going to prison, bro. I got tired of being a supermaxes. I just got tired of this shit. Man. So I got tired of this shit. I was like, man, fuck that, bro. I know I deserve better, and that's what he started. How this is what his tricks are. How do you talk to yourself is very important. The voice in your head, not only what it says, but how you're saying it. That
Yeah,
voice
like
doesn't know
positive
jokes.
affirmations.
Yeah,
Positive
so now
affirmations.
that voice doesn't know jokes. So you know how you be joking with yourself. What the fuck was I thinking? As a joke, that voice don't know jokes. It's gonna keep. Oh, he don't. This is what he wants. Or when people say, "Oh, I can't get a break," the universe here. Oh, you want more of the same. You got to break all of that. Even so, now this is why I tell people: the minute you get a negative thought, I don't care what it is. I don't care what you're doing. That first negative thought, you need to say, "Hold up." Like let's say that thought is this cup. You say, "Hold up, stop. Where did this cup come from?" Or you can't even see
Mhm.
it. Where did this crystal come from? Where did this pyramid come from? Where? I was just in my mind, I'm on a beach on a yacht, chilling with a drink, smoking a blunt, and now some negative thoughts. Just whoa, where'd you just come
Mhm.
from? Now to chase this negative thought, you need to throw this away, right? And what I tell people, they say replace it with two or three. I say replace it with 10 positive things about yourself. Every one negative thought, replace it with 10 positive things, right? And then
Come on.
just now you're the observer. Now you're
Yeah.
every time a negative thought. It's real tedious. It's real. But in the beginning, where does come from? Where does come? And now you're catching all the
Mhm.
negative. Now don't speak negative. This is the spells. You're casting spells
Yeah.
over yourself. Can't talk
No,
negative. None of that
that's the
negative
law of
shit.
attraction. That's the law of
Mhm.
the law of
You're
attraction right there.
creating
And you
your
talking
reality.
about being
Yeah.
the conscientious observer. You know, I read a couple books that touched on pause, but that touched on those subjects right there.
Right.
No
You know, and
good.
those are very, very powerful though, for sure.
So now, once you start doing this, you're gonna
No
start
trapper.
catching it. And then this is the first thing you're gonna notice, right? When you go into a room of a group of people, doesn't matter if it's a supermarket, gas station, a club, doesn't matter.
Energy.
Everybody gonna everywhere you go, everybody all eyes on you
Mhm.
all the time. You're so magnetic. Your energy is so high that people feel my presence. No pause. Whenever I enter a room, no lie, bro.